I know we have just done a cane DBQ recently, but I had a special request in the Glitter Lounge asking for a forward and backward spin tutorial, basic forward and backward spin. Now I actually have done this once before, and I went and dug up the link when they asked for it, but what I realized was it was something that I had taped while on vacation, and it was outdoors, and it was awfully windy, and it was a little bit hard to hear through parts of it, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to retape that topic in the studio. So you can see how much the DBQ has grown. So, alright, so this is for all you out there in the Glitter Lounge that asked for these front and back tutorial. So what we're talking about here is a basic spin. Now this spin is going to be perpendicular to our body, so it's down here. It's like this. So this is the front one, and I'm going to break down the hand things for you, and this is our back spin right here. So for this, a couple things you want to remember. First thing is about your distance of your hand from the end of the cane. You want to be in far enough, like maybe, I'd say if you could judge it at about the second fist in from the end is a nice place. If you are too far in, you're likely to catch the end of the cane on your forearm, and it'll impede your movement, or at least it'll bump you if nothing else. So you want to be about here. If you don't want to be down here too much, of course, because if your hand slips a little bit and if it's sweaty when you're spinning, your cane can slide in your hand depending on what it's made of, more or less. And so if you're too close to the end and you start to spin, you get that centrifugal force pulls the cane this way towards the outside of the circle and can get you a little too far towards the end of your cane. So like I said, about a fist distance from the end of the straight end of the cane, if you have a hooked one, is going to be a good sweet spot for you. Okay, second thing, never grip your cane very, very tightly, okay? Because that's a really sure way to lose control of it. You want to have a nice soft control over your cane. So the other thing is as we're moving our cane in our hand, the elbow is going to need to adjust. Now, when you're spinning, you don't want you to look like a chicken, so you don't want your elbow flapping out like this. As much as I love chickens, some of you know that. But you also don't want to keep your elbow tight in here, because this looks stilted, and it also changes, like your cane can't really get on a nice flat plane next to you, and you wind up doing things like, if you just saw that, hitting yourself with a cane. So you want to make sure that your elbow just has enough soft play to let this move around. So, okay, let's get down to the nuts and bolts with the hand business. I'm going to come closer to the camera and put my hand up close to it so I can show you exactly what's going on with my hand. Okay, so I'm going to do a forward spin. Now you can see that I have my hand pretty much just clasped around the cane like this. Now I'm going to do this in slow motion. What's going to happen is I'm going to let the cane come down towards the front. As it comes down, I'm going to release my fingers, my four fingers. I'm going to open, and then I have the cane here hooked in my thumb. You can see this. I'm also going to do this from the opposite side. When I start to come up the back of the circle, my thumb is going to hook around. I'm going to bend my wrist away from me, like towards the outside of my body. I'm going to pull it up this way, and I'm going to use my fingers once it gets up to get around it, and then I'm back at the top. So a little bit faster. Turn my wrist in. I'm going to open the fingers, let it hang down, turn my wrist out, use my thumb, and come up. Now I'm going to demonstrate this from this side. I'm going to stand away from the camera so you can see a little better. Okay, so I'm going to open my hand, drop down, up, here. So I'm going to do a couple of medium tempo spins here so you can see this in motion. Down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up, down, up, down, up, down, up, like that. Okay, so I'm going to start the backward spin from here. So again, my hand is clasped around the cane, but not too tightly. I'm going to take my wrist out. I'm going to let my fingers open. I'm going to drop it down. Now it's hanging at the bottom, again, hooked with my thumb. I'm going to turn my wrist inward, get my thumb on it, and come up, like this. So down and up, 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 down and up. I'm going to do this one from this side. So here, open, drop down, turn my wrist inward, grasp with the thumb, push with the thumb, and come up. So here it is. Like that. so now you've had a close look at what's going on with my hand. Now you can go ahead and take a better look at my arm here. So you can have your arm in a couple of places. Some people like to keep an arm here for certain things, and some people like it out here. It's a stylistic choice. I'm just going to put it here for now. So if I'm spinning forward, you can see I want my elbow to just kind of float back and forth as I need to keep my cane in this circle at the side of me. I like to think of it as a little Ferris wheel out to the side of me like that. Okay, and then back the other way. And this way. So if you want to walk with this, once you get a decent at spinning it standing still, try practicing walking with the down beat and the down cane matching. So if you were going to step with it, maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a nice convenient pattern for practice. So you can practice that both forward and back. Now if you ever are in the thought that you might want to ever do double cane, which is a lot of fun, then you might want to actually practice your spins in both hands. Just you'll find usually your dominant hand has more mobility, and you'll keep a more true circle flat to your body on your dominant hand. But with some practice, of course, everything gets better. So you can go ahead and practice on your non-dominant hand as well. So that's a lot more comprehensive than the last one that I did a couple years back on this. So I hope that's useful for everybody. So hey, Glitter Loungers, hello, thanks for the request. It was a really great idea and was a good time to do it. So I will see you all next week. And if you are on the East Coast or anywhere in California, I am coming your way in just a couple of weeks in July and August. So take a look in the box down there. Lots of workshops, lots of stops, lots of topics, and lots of fun for you. So have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.